Hi guys, I'm Yu Chuan. Welcome to my channel where I'll be sharing all things related to financial planning and adulting in Singapore. Now, reading has been a habit that I've been wanting to cultivate for the longest time, but always failed to do so. So what usually happens is that I'll pick up the book in the first day, second day, and a third day, and thereafter I kind of just forget about it and I stop reading for the next few weeks or even the next few months. So that's something that I want to change, which is why I started my 1 day, 1 chapter challenge. Now, so the premise of the challenge is fairly simple. To me, I just wanted to break my goal down into bite-sized pieces, and from there, I would build my habit. There is only one rule for this challenge, which is I must read 1 chapter a day, regardless of how long or how short the chapter is. Now, and like everything in life, the beginning is always the toughest. And the biggest challenge that I face is the difficulty to just focus on the words that I'm reading because of how overly stimulated my brain is. In the current day and age, I think the average person consumes so much content, be it from YouTube, Instagram, or just our mobile games, our computer games. And we find it increasingly difficult to even focus on the simplest things in life, which in this case refers to reading. So I think what made it easier for me was that during certain days, when I get lucky, the chapter could be very short, perhaps 5 pages long, 8 pages long, and it made everything easier for me to get through. It wasn't too long before I started getting used to the challenge and eventually even started enjoying reading that 1 chapter every single day. So thus far, I've been running the challenge for almost 2 years, and here are the 3 things that I have learned over this span of time. Lesson 1. Most of our goals are achievable by simply breaking them down. So before I started this challenge, my approach to reading was rather simple. All I did was I found a book that I really wanted to read, and I told myself that I'm going to finish the book as soon as possible. But of course, in reality, that never happened. What actually happened was that I will read 5, 6 chapters or even half the book in my first day, and once the second day came and I lost all that motivation, I could barely finish a single page. So that was not very sustainable in my opinion. Hence, I structured my 1 day, 1 chapter challenge in such a way where I break down my goal into bite-sized pieces. Reading 1 chapter a day doesn't take long. Some days it takes 10 minutes, sometimes 20, but it never went beyond 30 minutes a day. And if we think about it mathematically, if on average a book contains 15 chapters, then it will only take us 15 days to finish 1 entire book. And if we extrapolate that figure, it would mean that we can finish reading 2 books in a month and 24 books in 1 single year. Okay, so to put it into context, before I started my 1 day, 1 chapter challenge, I've been only able to read 1 to 2 books every single year. But after I started the challenge in mid-2020, I've been able to finish over 30 books till date. Lesson 2. Quality over quantity. We just need a few simple lessons in life to succeed. So for myself, most of the books that I've read are related to self-improvement. And what I have observed is that there are a lot of repeated themes across these books that I have read. And the thing I've learned from my observation is that it is simply impractical for us to expect ourselves to remember every single thing that we have read, and it is equally impractical for us to adopt every single lesson that we have learned. All we need is a critical mindset as we read to decide on the most valuable takeaways that can apply to our lives. Reading is not simply about absorbing information, but it is also about filtering information. Now, lesson 3. Reading is not just about the knowledge, but the greater value lies in the experience itself. Now, reading is an activity that requires us to slow down and focus. And the ability to do so is ever more so important in today's day and age when we are constantly bombarded with information. Now, after I started appreciating the joy of reading, I've come to realize that the greatest pleasure I derive from reading is not the knowledge, but rather the process of reading itself. So the entire process of making my coffee, picking up my book, flipping through the pages is something that I look forward to every single day. Because for that 15 to 30 minutes, I know that it's gonna be the most peaceful time of my day. Alright, so to conclude, starting this one day, one chapter challenge has taught me discipline, critical thinking, and peace. And I would recommend every one of you to give it a shot. With that, I've come to the end of this video. If you have enjoyed what you've watched, do give me a like, do comment and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. So with that, I'll see you very soon in my next video.